Today I'm going to show you how to use the Excalibur 12-inch Professional Vacuum Sealer. Let's do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn the machine on. You can see the power button is lit up because it's plugged in, but I'm going to turn this guy on. The number will light up. And then I'm using a roll today. You can use rolls or bags. So if you have the roll instead of the bag, you're gonna cut it. And then the first thing that you're gonna do is seal one end of it. So I'm gonna open it up, and this black strip right here is what is gonna seal it for you. So I'm gonna lay it down here. You don't want it to go too far over, too far this way. You don't wanna lose a lot of space, but you're gonna go ahead and press it down. And then you have two options. There's a seal button on top, or there's a seal button right here on the handle. Either one works, but I'm gonna go ahead and press the seal button, and you do have to, again, press it down a little bit. And you'll see the numbers on the top are gonna count down. Once it gets to 0, you'll wait another second, and then you'll hear it beep. When it beeps, you know you're ready to open it up. And then you can kind of open it up and check your seal, because you wanna make sure it's sealed all the way before you put any food in there. Cool? All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill my bag up. You guys don't have to watch this part, it's pretty easy. All I'm gonna do is put some corn in here that my hubs cut up the other day. Oh.
Didn't cut it up enough though.
Yeah, apparently he just cut sections of it, but. So I found with this machine that you don't really want to overfill the bag. If you do, then it kind of gets stuck. But you want to try to fill it up the best you can, because you don't want to waste the bags, because these guys can be kind of pricey. So I found that it works best if you make sure you really lay it completely flat. If there's any gaps or folds at all in the top of this, it doesn't really work. So I'm gonna just lay this here. It's nice and flat. Same thing, I'm gonna press, and before I close it, I found that if I just kind of tug on both ends here to make it perfectly flat, then it makes it easier to seal it. So again, I'm gonna press down, and this time instead of pressing the seal button, I'm gonna press the start button. So I can press start here, or I can press start right here on the handle. Either one is fine. Then you wait for the beep. You know it's done, that's it. Pretty simple. This is gonna last me a long time in the freezer because there's no more air left in it. Everything's super sealed. I should have written on the bag before I put this in here, but pretty obvious that it's corn. So I'm gonna go ahead and seal up the rest of them if you guys wanna check it out. So we were in the market for a vacuum sealer, and I like to do some research before I just spend a couple $100 on something. And I know a lot of people have the Food Saver brand, but we wanted to look to see what our other options were. And Rebecca Rhodes does her research, so I pretty much trust anything that she's gonna say when it comes to buying some home study kind of things. But she has this Excalibur vacuum sealer, only hers is a 15-inch and mine is a 12-inch. So I went for it, and the only problem was I trusted her, but it was hard to find reviews of this guy anywhere online, anywhere. So I thought maybe I could help someone out who might be in the market for an Excalibur vacuum sealer, because I couldn't find a lot of information about it. All I knew was Rebecca had it, and I trust that woman. So the other thing I want to show you on this machine there, if you can see up here, there's a lot of different options. So I showed you how to use the start and the seal button, but there are many other options up here of things that you can do. So this machine is able to seal canisters. I've not tried this, but there are special containers that you can buy where you can seal them, marinate, and I actually don't know if this accessory button does yet. So I'd like to try those canisters. I've only done the bags, so I can't speak to that. The other two things that this machine has that's really awesome is a pulse vac and an impulse seal. So the pulse vac is something that you would want to use if you're trying to seal something that's really delicate, like kale, or something that you don't want it to completely suck all that air out, because it will crush whatever's in there. So you will just press the pulse vac button, And then to stop the process, you just actually press the start button again and it'll stop it from sucking any more air out of it. So that's a pretty cool feature. And then the other one is impulse seal. If you're doing rolls instead of bags and you have a bunch of ends to seal, you could cut all your bags and then you can open it up. Then you're gonna switch to this button that says impulse seal. And then instead of pressing the seal button, all you're gonna do is lay the bag here and push it closed, and then it just seals it. And then you do all your bags, and then when you're done with it, you'll press impulse seal again so that it knows that you're done with it, I think. So once you're done with the impulse seal, once you have that impulse seal and it's done, you just press off and it goes back to regular mode again. So to seal it with the impulse seal, all you're doing is opening and closing the lid. Pretty cool feature. I have a little bit more corn to put in here. This will be the last one. The last thing I want to tell you about this machine is that you should read the directions before you use it. So I got this and I was so excited that the buttons were just on the handle to make it a lot easier. I pressed the button and nothing happened. And I'm like, what's happening? Why aren't these buttons working? This is a really nice, expensive machine. Buttons should work. So I texted my friend Rebecca and I said, Rebecca, what's up with the buttons on the handles? And she said, mine don't work either. Like, what? Why has no one figured this out? So then I got a message from her and she said, Rachel, I figured this out. Check it out. This makes no sense to me, but look, y'all, you gotta put batteries in the handle if you want the buttons on the handle to work. So don't do what I did and wonder why they're not working. And I bet you it says it in the instruction manual. I'm lousy at gardening, you guys. We have a lot of trees, a lot of shade. Bugs ate a lot of my food. Chickens come in, get my stuff. I have squirrels digging in my grow boxes, hiding their nuts, ripping out my kale. So we bought a lot from our local farmers and sealed up a lot of produce so that we can save throughout the winter. We're gonna be using this guy a whole lot more come November when we butcher our pig and seal up all that meat. So if you wanna see that, stay tuned, it's coming soon. This guy's gonna get a workout. If you wanna see when we got our pigs, check it out.